Sophie Sierra breaks silence after traumatic incident. A journey toward recovery and support. 90-day fiancé alum Sophie Sierra has recently spoken out about a deeply troubling personal experience, sharing unsettling details that have sparked widespread conversation and concern. Known for her appearance in Season 10 of 90-Day Fiancé, Sophie entered the franchise as a vibrant content creator from the UK. Her journey on the show began with her relationship with Rob Warren, a storyline that quickly evolved into one of the season's most talked-about pairings and eventual separations. Their whirlwind romance, marked by cultural differences and emotional distance, led to a marriage that barely lasted a year. Sophie ultimately ended the relationship, citing Rob's emotional unavailability and behavior patterns that she found deeply concerning. Despite an attempt to reconcile on 90-Day The Last Resort Season 2, the couple realized their differences were irreconcilable. After the separation, Rob began seeing fellow 90-Day cast member Jennifer Tarazona, while Sophie was briefly rumored to be spending time with Pedro Jimeno, another franchise alum. However, Sophie's recent public revelations mark a departure from the usual reality TV drama, signaling a much more serious and personal crisis. The UK native recently posted graphic images on social media revealing visible injuries to her face, most notably severe damage to her lips that required stitches. The photos, shared through a fan blog called 90dayfiance_Alexa, displayed the harsh aftermath of the incident, prompting widespread speculation and support. A disturbing revelation. The fan blog not only shared the images of Sophie's injuries, but also claimed that she had filed an official police report regarding the event. Accompanying these posts was an image of what appeared to be a hospital document, confirming Sophie's visit and treatment. Though Sophie herself did not publish this directly, it is believed she provided the information to the blogger in an effort to verify her claims. Despite the shocking nature of the incident, Sophie has refrained from disclosing the identity of the alleged perpetrator or providing specifics about where the incident occurred. She stated that the situation is being handled by the authorities and that she is cooperating with ongoing investigations. What she did confirm is that the event has had a lasting physical and emotional impact, leaving her temporarily unable to perform her regular online work. Financial and emotional consequences. For Sophie, whose career revolves around live streaming and content creation, the injuries present a significant setback. With visible facial trauma and the pain associated with speaking, her ability to engage with her audience and earn an income has been drastically affected. She expressed that the inability to communicate with her followers or continue her creative work has only added to the emotional toll of the experience. In the days following the incident, Sophie took a step back from social media to focus on her recovery. Yet during her brief time online, she faced an unexpected wave of doubt and ridicule. Some critics accused her of fabricating the story or exaggerating her injuries for attention, dismissing her claims despite the visual evidence and documented medical treatment. The response was disheartening, particularly for someone choosing to speak publicly about such a vulnerable experience. Misunderstood and mocked. Rather than receiving immediate empathy, Sophie found herself in a familiar place many women unfortunately recognize, being questioned and criticized for sharing her story. The backlash likely contributed to her decision to retreat from the public eye and avoid posting further updates about the incident. Nonetheless, Sophie's initial decision to speak up appears to have resonated with a core group of supporters who believe in the importance of raising awareness about personal safety and healing. While some voices online remained skeptical, others rallied around Sophie, praising her bravery for showing her injuries and bringing attention to the difficulties that often follow such traumatic events. These supporters reminded critics that just because someone has a public persona does not mean they are immune to harm or should be expected to suffer in silence. The importance of believing survivors. Sophie's experience reflects a broader issue affecting many people who come forward after a traumatic event. The instinct to disbelieve, question motives, or minimize what happened. The online space, while often a tool for connection and community, can also become a breeding ground for insensitivity. In Sophie's case, some viewers found it easier to judge her past reality TV behavior than to acknowledge her current pain. Supporters, however, pushed back against this narrative, urging the public to treat survivors with compassion and understanding. They emphasized that no one should have to prove their trauma or face public trials of credibility after a personal crisis. Many pointed out that sharing images and stories like Sophie's can play a key role in breaking the silence around abuse, helping others recognize the signs and seek help themselves. A wave of support. As days passed, a growing number of fans began to express their sympathy for Sophie. Comments on various fan pages and forums began to shift in tone, from skepticism to encouragement. People began thanking Sophie for her openness and urging her to take all the time she needed to heal, both physically and emotionally. Messages of support ranged from short notes like, "Stay strong, Sophie," to more heartfelt posts discussing similar personal experiences. Some followers even admitted they were initially unsure how to interpret her posts, but changed their perspectives after understanding more about the situation and seeing the documentation. They applauded her courage for speaking out in such a raw and unfiltered way. Sophie's resilience. Although she remains largely silent on social media at the moment, Sophie's voice continues to be felt through the support she's inspired. By sharing even limited information, she brought attention to a painful reality many faced behind closed doors. Her willingness to be vulnerable, even in the face of criticism, has sparked important conversations about how society treats survivors and what kind of environment we want to create online. It's unclear when Sophie will return to live streaming or whether she plans to publicly address the situation again in the near future. For now, those who care for her are hoping she prioritizes rest and emotional wellness. What this means for her future. The 90-Day Fiancé universe is no stranger to controversy, but Sophie's current situation is a reminder that the cast members are real people with real lives beyond the show's editing room. While drama and romance may drive ratings, it's vital for fans and media alike to approach serious matters with empathy. Whether Sophie chooses to continue her career in front of the camera or take a step back for good, her latest experience is likely to shape her path moving forward. In the past, she's demonstrated a strong personality and creative flair, qualities that could help her navigate this recovery period and re-emerge on her own terms. If nothing else, this chapter in Sophie Sierra's life underscores the strength it takes to survive adversity, especially when doing so under public scrutiny. Her story, marked by pain, but also by persistence, is a call for more kindness in an often unforgiving world. Final thoughts. Sophie Sierra's journey from reality television star to someone navigating a personal crisis is a sobering reminder that fame doesn't shield people from harm. In fact, it can amplify the consequences, as public figures are often held to impossible standards and denied privacy during their most difficult moments. As she continues her recovery, the hope is that Sophie receives the care, respect, and support she needs, not just from those who follow her online, but from a broader audience willing to listen, believe, and uplift. Let Sophie's experience be a prompt for greater awareness and a more compassionate online culture. No one should be mocked for sharing their truth. Instead, let's focus on encouraging healing, believing survivors, and standing with those brave enough to speak out.